It's times like these, learn to live again. It's times like these, to give and get.
When Dave Grohl opened the Foo Fighters set Saturday night, he almost couldn't get through the first song. But for most of the 6-hour tribute to the late Taylor Hawkins, sadness was eclipsed by celebration. That's Brendan Hunt, who plays Coach Beard in Ted Lasso. I caught him just behind me, letting loose during a Pretenders song. An all-star lineup showed up at London's Wembley Stadium.
God bless Taylor.
So many of the musicians Taylor Hawkins idolized came to honor him. Like Stewart Copeland of The Police.
You were sort of a hero to Taylor.
We were heroes of each other, as a matter of fact. Also, chuckle buddies, mainly. I'd go hang out over at Taylor's place, and he would be wearing his Police t-shirt.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm here today, wearing my Taylor t-shirt.
You became friends.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
He became friends with all of his heroes, you know, with Roger Taylor, with Lars Ulrich. He was just a fanboy.
Yeah.
But he rose to prominence himself as a hero himself.
Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson of Rush were there too. They'd lost their drummer, Neil Peart, to brain cancer in 2020.
For us to be back on stage in front of this kind of crowd, and here they are, making a cameo appearance, especially for such a cause as this, means a hell of a lot.
Yeah, it's doubly special, I think, for us.
Yeah. How would you describe Taylor as a musician?
He was relentless. Yeah. He was a kind of a monster drummer. Yeah. And what I particularly loved about Taylor was that he had an affinity for all kinds of styles of music.
He was an absolute musician. He just loved being a musician and loved performing and playing.
There are those few drummers who really can sing and play, and they're really in the pocket. And Taylor had that vibe. He had a lot of personality comes from him.
Nile Rodgers broke off from his tour to be part of the tribute. Rodgers and his band Chic were opening for the Foos in Colombia the day that Hawkins died.
You found out right before the show in Bogota.
Yeah. And then we could feel that something was wrong. So my stage manager pulls me aside and said, Taylor has passed away. So this was our best way of making it up and our best way of saying to Taylor, goodbye, we love you, and to Dave, who I adore.
Well, I really do think it's probably one of the greatest rock and roll shows ever assembled, the lineup and the people on it. I mean, listen to that, it's crazy.
Mark Ronson played guitar behind Violet Grohl, Dave's daughter, at Wembley. At the peak of the pandemic, Ronson had asked Hawkins to play drums on a song he was producing for King Princess.
And he didn't hesitate when you called him.
No, and it was really like the musical highlight for me of that whole year, and him just like wailing these fills and then like running out of the drum booth and jumping on FaceTime like, how was that? Is that good? You like drenched in sweat. I'll do another one. We're like, no, that was amazing. He's like, I'll just do another one anyway. Like, he was just so gracious and made you feel very wonderful in his presence.
Luke Spiller of The Struts bonded with Hawkins over their love of Queen, and then opened for the Foos on tour in 2018.
I was in catering and he comes up to me and says, so, Lucas, are we doing Pressure?
They did.
And I continued to do it every night, which, looking back on now, I feel so grateful to have been able to share those moments with him.
At Wembley, Spiller joined Brian May and Roger Taylor of Queen and sang for his mentor and friend.
I just miss him, and whenever I get like emotional about it. I just think how proud and excited he would be for me today to be able to play with both of our heroes is something that nobody can take away from me.
Yeah.
So I'm doing it for him.
What does it mean for you to be here?
Oh, it is very emotional to be here. But the most emotional moment for me was at soundcheck a couple days ago here, and to see young Shane Hawkins on the drums. I started crying.
Shane Hawkins, Taylor's 16-year-old son, took his father's seat behind the drum kit for the Foo Fighters song, My Hero.
And he's got such power, enthusiasm.
Yeah.
He's got his father's stance, musical language.
Yeah.
That was really emotional to see young Shane up there.
If you were looking for Taylor Hawkins' spirit on this extraordinary night, there it was.